What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Tuesday, January 13th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report. It'll take you to our page. While Hollywood film and television stars were honoring the lives lost in France at the offices of the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo inside the Golden Globe Awards, a different kind of tribute was happening outside Los Angeles. Anonymous street artists posted a series of images through the Pacific Palisades and Brentwood areas of West LA. The images feature one of Charlie Hebdo's controversial covers framed by the words "Good Will Hunting." Considering where this took place, the words appeared to be a play of the title of the 1997 feature film Good Will Hunting, which earned co-writers Matt Damon and Ben Affleck Academy Awards. Both stars also live in the neighborhood. The inclusion of the words may mean more than the obvious connotations of simply seeking goodwill in light of the violent attacks. But there could be a deeper meaning as well, considering the posters come a month after Affleck got into a notable argument with Bill Maher, who Affleck accused the Real-Time host of generalizing the Muslim world, calling his comments gross, racist, and like saying you're a shifty Jew. The Charlie Hebdo cover featured in the posters featured an Egyptian man being killed in a hail of gunfire. He is holding a copy of the Quran in front of him, with bullets ripping through it as well. The translation of the words on the cover reads, "The Quran is shit, and it can't even stop these bullets." Aaron Curry is negotiating with NBC News to leave the network, a senior NBC executive confirmed to the Wrap. Curry will depart NBC News as a full-time employee to launch her own media startup seeded by NBC Universal. The company will feature reporting and content of, quote, of national and global importance with a multi-platform distribution approach, an NBC release said. Curry will be free to report for any network, including NBC. Curry said, "This is about reaching for the edge of the future in journalism, which we know is undergoing a transition. I'm excited about working to become a valuable link between traditional media and what is to come." She also added, "In today's world of fragmented media, this is the time to seize the opportunity to improve the way we distribute and even tell stories. I want to expand my drive to give voice to the voiceless, to emerge platforms and produce both scripted and non-scripted content, in addition to continuing to report on air about stories that matter." Curry, who was ousted from the Today Show in 2012, has had little to do for the network since. With NBC News since 1990, Curry anchored Dateline NBC and co-anchored the Today Show with Matt Lauer from 2011 to 2012. But her time on Today was mirrored with rumors of her ousting early on, as blame for the show's ratings woes were pointed in Curry's direction, unfairly so, many media critics wrote, while non-stop rumors of her exit continued. On her final show co-anchoring Today, a teary-eyed Curry said farewell. "I have loved you and I wanted to give you the world, and I still do," Curry said to her viewers. "I'm sorry I couldn't carry the ball over the finish line, but man, I did try. And to all of you who watched, thank you from the bottom of my heart." In her post-Today NBC days, Curry became the first Western journalist to interview Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. Last year, when former NBC Meet the Press moderator Dave Gregory announced his departure from the network after being damaged by months of rumors of his exit, Curry sympathized. On a tweet, she wrote, "David Gregory, hoping, quote, in place of this turmoil comes confidence, integrity plus dignity, heroic qualities all human beings aspire to." Britney Spears' younger sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, was at a pita pit in Hammond, Louisiana last month when her friend got into the middle of a brawl between some men. The incident occurred in December. However, TMZ released video footage from the security cameras on Tuesday, which clearly shows the former Nickelodeon star coming to the rescue. In reaction, Spears, 28, who's 23, calmly walked around the corner, picked up a huge knife, waving it at the men, which seemed to calm things down momentarily. A male worker at the sandwich shop seemed to stop Spears, who is the mother of 6-year-old Maddie, from getting too violent with the knife. He can be seen blocking her as she rounded the counter, leaving her to turn back and wave the blade over the counter, away from the men engaged in the brawl. CBS has given second season orders to freshman dramas Madam Secretary, Scorpion, and NCIS New Orleans. CBS Entertainment Chairman Nina Tassler said at the Television Critics Association Winter Press Tour in Pasadena on Monday. Tassler also revealed that The Late Show with Stephen Colbert would premiere Tuesday, September 8th. NCIS New Orleans is the most watched news show on broadcast this season, and CBS touted in the accompanying press release. Madam Secretary and Scorpion are number 2 and 3 respectively. Tassler said in the media statement, these freshman dramas have each made a big impact on key nights of the week. Creatively distinctive, the series are backed by strong showrunners with amazingly talented cast and have resonated with a big, broad audience. Season to date, CBS remains America's most watched network, averaging 11.53 million viewers, the channel boasted. In terms of Colbert's new 11:35 p.m. show, Tassler said via his second release, the production office is open, the premiere date is set, and we're incredibly excited to welcome the creative and comedic genius of Stephen Colbert to CBS late night this fall. Colbert added in a statement, I have 9 months to make a show just like a baby, so first I should find out how you make a baby. As previously announced, David Letterman's final Late Show broadcast is scheduled for Wednesday, May 20th. Specific creative elements and producers of the Colbert Show version will be announced at a later date, CBS said. Rodrigo Santoro is in talks to join the cast of Timbro Betabov's Ben-Hur remake for MGM and Paramount. An individual knowledge of the project told The Wrap. Santoro will play Jesus Christ, who figures in several key scenes in the film about the titular Jewish prince played by Jack Houston, who was forced into slavery by his former friend Masalas, played by Toby Kebbell. Aliette Zillier plays Ben-Hur's mother, while Sophia Black de Elia plays his sister. Morgan Freeman and Pedro Pascal will co-star in the epic period picture, which will employ cutting-edge technology to reimagine the original film's classic chariot race. The 1959 classic starred Charlton Heston in the lead role, and with a budget of $15.1 million, it boasted the largest set built for any film produced at that time. It was nominated for 12 Oscars and won 11, which has only been matched since by Titanic and Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Keith Clark and John Ridley wrote the script for the latest film, which is based on Lew Wallace's 1880 novel Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. Mark Burnett is producing, while Sean Daniel and Johnny Levin, while Roma Downey is executive producing with Clark, Ridley, and Jason Brown. Production will begin early next year in Europe in advance for a February 2016 release. Santoro recently reprised his role as Xerxes in 300 Rise of an Empire opposite Eva Green, and next appears in Warner Brothers' Focus opposite Will Smith and Margot Robbie, and Relativity's Jane Galligan with Natalie Portman. He also has a series regular role on HBO's Westworld. Saturday Night Live, The Exhibition, a Broadway video enterprise partnership with Premier Exhibitions, will allow fans to experience Studio H sketch staple hands-on. The exhibit, quote, illustrates a week of the life of SNL. According to Premier Exhibitions, including in the museum will be original scripts, set pieces, props, costumes, and masks, among other interactive pieces. The exhibition launched this spring, likely in late April or early May, a spokeswoman told The Wrap. She expects the display will have a large audiovisual component to be a long-term exhibit. Tickets will go on sale in mid-February. The brand new Premiere on 5th site will contain 2 exhibition spaces, a private event space, and a retail component. Premier Exhibitions creative director Mark Latch said in a statement, in addition to connecting visitors with the backstory of the shows and affording an opportunity to relive the show's most laughable moments and sketches, Saturday Night Live, The Exhibition, gives even further to give people a sense of what it's like to be part of the creative team and the frantic schedule and pace that is involved in each weekly episode. It can look so effortless on TV, but this exhibition illustrates that a lot of hard work and preparation undoubtedly goes into each and every laugh. Sony Fox Century has obtained the rights to John Carpenter's 1981 cult classic Escape from New York and intends to remake this film, a spokesperson for the studio told The Wrap Tuesday. Kurt Russell starred as the iconic one-eyed anti-hero Snake Plissken in the original dystopian action film released by Avako Embassy in 1981. studio now owns the rights to the films, which has several suitors, and was won by Fox's Mike Ireland on the back of the studio's competitive bid. Carpenter, who also directed classics including Halloween and Assault on Precinct 13, will serve as an executive producer on the remake, with Andrew Rona and Alex Hyneman's The Picture Company also producing. Set 16 years in the future, the original escaped from New York, the imagined Manhattan, after it had been turned into a maximum security. When the U.S. president's plane crashes on the island, Pliskin, a hardened, wisecracking criminal, is tasked with bringing the commander-in-chief home safely. Carpenter directed the film and co-wrote with Nick Castle, Ernest Borgnine, Isaac Hayes, Harry Dean Stanton, Lee Van Cleef, and Adrienne Barbeau co-starred. Russell returns as Pliskin in Carpenter's 1986 follow-up, Escape from L.A., which basically recycles the plot but set in a different coast. The sequel was received with far less enthusiasm than the original. A California federal judge has approved a motion to combine 7 class actions lawsuits filed by Sony Pictures employees into one, according to the court documents obtained by the Wrap. The suits came after a November studio hack that dumped thousands of personal employees' documents on file-sharing sites, including their medical records, social security numbers, and emails. The paper read, "Consolidation will eliminate duplication on efforts and make litigating the case more convenient and efficient for the parties and the court." Sony, referred to as the Sony Pictures Entertainment, did not oppose the ruling. The suit goes on to say plaintiffs in each of the cases agreed to allege that Sony Pictures Entertainment failed to maintain adequate security policies and practices to protect plaintiffs' information. Sony's legal team said on Monday, according to the media reports, while Sony Pictures Entertainment does not oppose plaintiffs' assertion that these cases involve a common question of law or fact for purpose of consolidation, Sony Pictures Entertainment disputes that any of these actions can be prosecuted on a class basis and will oppose any motions plaintiffs may bring thereunder. Meanwhile, day-to-day operations continue at the Culver City lot, with leadership trying to remain optimistic. CEO Michael Linton wrote an upbeat memo at the top of the year trying to galvanize staffers for their resilience. He wrote, "Over the past 6 weeks, I've seen incredible tenacity, resilience, and grit. This inspires me and gives me great confidence that we will not only recover, but thrive because of what we've been through. We will continue what we have learned from this experience and innovate our business together. We will continue to renew and redefine Sony Pictures." MTV has cast Lord of the Rings voice actor and Indiana Jones alum John Rhys-Davies on its upcoming fantasy series, Shannara. Based on a series of Terry Brooks novels that began in 1977, the fantasy drama is set in our world, but thousands of years after the destruction of civilization. It's centered on the Shannara family, whose descendants are empowered with ancient magic, whose adventures continuously reshapes Earth's future. Rhys-Davies will play King Eventide. Amber Lane's played by Poppy Drayton's grandfather, who has ruled the elven kingdom of Arberlon for decades, flanked by his sons Arion and Ander. Eventide has done questionable things to keep the Four Lands at peace, but when his beloved granddaughter has chosen to fulfill a dangerous destiny, his path has changed as well. Veteran actor is best known for voicing Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movie franchise and played Shallan in Indiana Jones' movie. Recently, he voiced Graham Pavel during the Frozen storyline on ABC's Once Upon a Time. Aside from Drayton, Rhys-Davies also joined Spartacus actor Manu Bennett and Carrie's Diaries alum Austin Butler on Shannara. The 35th annual Golden Raspberry Awards, better known as the Razzies, nominations are out, and it was not a good year for Transformers, which led the field with 7 nominations. Kirk Cameron was well represented as well with 6 nominations. The remake of his Left Behind series got nominations for its new star Nicolas Cage and for Worst Picture. It must compete with Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, as well as The Legend of Hercules, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Transformers: Age of Extinction. Megan Fox still earned a nod for Worst Supporting Actress for her role in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She squared off against her Transformer replacement, Nicola Peltz, just as Cameron will square off against Cage for Worst Actor. Adam Sandler, a Penarial Razzle favorite, is up for Worst Actor for his performance in Blended, while his co-star Drew Barrymore is up for Worst Actress, sharing the honor with Melissa McCarthy, Tammy Karen Diaz for The Other Woman and Sex Tape, Galia Weiss for The Legend of Hercules, and Charlize Theron, A Million Ways to Die in the West. Seth MacFarlane's Western comedy is up for 4 awards, including Worst Actor MacFarlane, Worst Director MacFarlane, and Worst String Combo MacFarlane and Theron. In the latter category, they face off against Cameron and his ego from Saving Christmas, any two robots or actors from Transformers, Diaz and Jason Segel in Sex Tape, and Killian Lutz in either his abs, pecs, and glutes in The Legend of Hercules. Showing its softer side, the Razzies debuted the Redeemer Award for 2015, singling out those actors who have picked themselves up from past Razzie glory and gone on to general critical acclaim. This year's nominees include Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Mike Myers, Keanu Reeves, and Kristen Stewart. The Razzies will be handed out the day before the Oscars on February 21st. And finally, there are 4 teams vying for a trip to Super Bowl 49 in Glendale on February 1st, but 2 hip-hop superstars are already earning their way there, Nelly and Drake. Nelly will host Playboy's legendary Super Bowl party at the W Scottsdale on Friday, January 30th, the rap has learned. One night later, on January 31st, Drake will host a pop-up of Bootsy Bellows in the same place. Last year, Nelly performed at the Bunny-Eared Late Night Bash, an offshoot from the massive Bud Light Hotel in New York. This year, the Hot in Here and Crew singer has accomplished something that few playmates ever do, a repeat appearance. He is only scheduled to host for 1,200 people at the hotel roof, but experience suggests guests will likely see a microphone in his hand. The Captain of Industry, the DJ duo, who are regulars on the Hollywood event circuit and high-end clubs, are guaranteed to spin. They are, quote, your favorite DJ's favorite DJs, a self-anointed title that is hard to dispute. In New York last year, Playboy drew so much traffic to the West Side Highway location on Friday night that police shut down streets in the area. Flash forward to the Playboy party in Comic-Con in July 2014. Another line, another shutdown. Word to the wise, get there early, especially if you are paying. A limited number of tickets are officially for sale. For a generation of men who grew up hearing about the Playboy Super Bowl party, one of the originals, along with the now defunct Sports Illustrated party, there's a potential buy-in. They run from $100 to $950, while Super Bowl tickets themselves start at $2,345 on StubHub as of January 13th. No tickets available for Bootsy Bellows Bash invite-only. Drake, who hosted the ESPYs last year, is no stranger to private events like this. At the height of the BlackBerry popularity in 2010, he hosted a party in Miracle Mile where new devices were handed out like past hors d'oeuvres, and had a memorable snowy performance at Sundance inside Microsoft's Bing Bar a few years ago. Last year, the Hollywood guys behind Bootsy Bellows threw the most exclusive and intimate party of the diluted New York Super Bowl scene. At that underground literally Thursday night bash, Stacy Keibler, Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, and Terrell Owens were among the scenes imported from Los Angeles. This one will only have 300 to 400 invited guests on the eve of the Super Bowl. Expect Drake late at the 10 p.m., 2 a.m. event. And that was your entertainment report for Tuesday, January 13, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can follow the show anytime you want. You can listen to this episode on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report and it'll take you to that page. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.